Hello and welcome to Jumble Lane Model Railway and Jumble Lane Printing. Today we're going to have a look at how we make a curved girder section for a roof. To start with, I've designed in an art package some girders. The top curved girder is the part that goes into the roof, and the straight one is the part which goes in between the girders. If you can imagine, you've got two of the curved girders facing each other with there's a flat one in between it. In a similar way, I did the road sign girder, the box girder, in a recent video. The bottom half of the screen, you'll see I've got what looks like a lollipop, and that is the support, and to the right of that you've got the internal part of the support as well, and you'll get those on the front and the back. Here I'm selecting each part individually and exporting it as an image. I'm giving it a name, and it will then go into a folder where I can upload it into the Cricut Machines software. I start the Cricut software, and what I do is I start a new project, and then from there I upload images that I want to put into that project. In this, you can see where I select the relevant folder where I need to look for the files, which are those files there. I'll select them one at a time, and then I'll tell the software what I want to do with it. And in this case, each time I click the mouse, it deletes part of the image, and that part of the image is the part that is cut out. So all the black lines are now cut lines. I'm selecting to cut the image rather than print and cut, which is another function I'll show you on another day. So there I've selected a second image, and I'm just going to do the same again. Select all these little boxes, so it just leaves the part that I want out of the material that's cut. This process is repeated for each of the images that you want to include in your project. And you can see it's got the GWR at the top. It is only a very small GWR, and you'll notice that small part there, that will disappear altogether because the font isn't a stencil font, it's a standard font. So it hasn't got anything that holds the pieces in place. Now we're down to the last image, which is going to be cut out. And you'll notice that there is a difference in the positions of the little boxes at the top, and there'll be a reason for that. So I'll select these 4 images because I want to use all 4 of these images in the project, and you'll see them down there, and then they'll go onto the screen. Now I know the physical dimensions of these images, which I put onto a picture first so I can relate to those, and you'll see that I check the sizes, each of those sizes there, and then I go back into the Cricut software, select each one and make it the size. You'll notice I make a mistake on this first one, so I have to redo that one again. It's just a matter of reselecting it and changing the actual measurement. That's another mistake I made as well, but not all is lost. It's an undo button on most bits of software these days. Having corrected the size, you can just duplicate each of the images for however many you need. As this was just an experiment, I didn't cut out as many as I really needed at this point. I was just wanting to cut them out and see how it all worked. And now it's all sent to the mat, ready for cutting. We now select to make the design, and we know it's our maker that we're doing it with, and we choose the material that we're cutting. In this case, it's called craft board. We go over to the machine and we put the paper or the sheet on the machine and press go, and it loads it, and it will start to cut it. You can see here that the mat has been inserted with the card on, and the card has been cut. It is speeded up for the time being, as it is a fairly long process and takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So we have laid out on the table the parts that we require, and you'll notice that there's only 3 of the straight ones. I did actually only put 2 to be cut, and I moved the mat and tried to cut more, but it didn't stick down very well, and I was rushing. But I'm going to show the way it's done, the principle behind it for now, and then we'll see how it looks when it's all done. But basically what we have the straight ones which go in between the curved ones, and then we've got the upright posts and the straight upright parts which go in between those. So what we'll do is we'll pair them up, so we've got the 2 thicknesses like we did do before. The only thing I've got to do now is make sure we get these the right way around, because there's only one way around you can have those, and those. Okay, so I'm going to move it off the white and put it so we can glue it together. So it can line up properly on there. And again we use rocket card glue. Bend a bit. So we've got our parts. So now we've got to construct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the closest edge to it. And again, this is just on the screen for the first time, and then put onto the cutter, and then assembled front of your very eyes. That's the one post. Obviously I wouldn't need to make a second post. And that sits on there. As you might agree, there is a lot of similarities with this picture and the box girder that's just been made. On this one, there is the horizontal or longitudinal could never say that word. The beams that go along the length of the roof, and then the support posts every now and again, rather than a support post for every curved girder. All this can be done, and you can see the pattern of the lattice work, the trusses, and all the girders are different. So all this can be adapted to suit. This has been more of an experiment and is a concept rather than an actual job. A friend of mine, Brian Finn, has asked me to look into the possibility of constructing a roof in the same way that I made the girder for the road sign recently. So we're having a try, we're having a look and see if it's worth doing. Thank you for watching. Bye.